The year 1978. On the evening of November 17th, CBS decided to preempt Wonder Woman and The Incredible Hulk from their normal Friday night time slots for a special treat. A naive George Lucas gave permission to a couple of variety TV show producers to use the characters from his recent box office hit in a big 2-hour primetime extravaganza.
The Star Wars Holiday Special!
Although CBS had meant for the special to be an early Christmas present for Star Wars fans, almost everyone who saw it probably would have preferred a big lump of coal instead. The Star Wars Holiday Special gets a bad rap. Many consider it to be the absolute low point in the history of the beloved franchise, which is saying a lot. On paper, the 2-hour special seemed like it was destined to become an instant classic. The Emmy-winning team of Gary Smith and Smith-Hemion worked as executive producers on the show. Between the two of them, they defined the variety TV show genre in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. The two produced specials for Neil Diamond, Barbra Streisand, Burt Bacharach, Bette Midler, Lucille Ball, numerous award shows, and this classic holiday special with Bing Crosby.
They told me bum.
If you needed to fill 2 hours of television featuring a big star, musical numbers, and broad comedy, Smith and Hemion were your go-to guys. These seasoned producers not only enlisted the help of the original film's main stars, including Mark Hamill, Anthony Daniels, Kenny Baker, Harrison Ford, Peter Mayhew, James Earl Jones, and Carrie Fisher, but they included several comedy vets for this all-star event.
My favorite Wookiees today. Why all the long hairy faces?
Leading the way, you have Art Carney, playing a goods dealer and friend to Chewbacca's Wookiee family on the planet Kashyyyk. When he's not trying to hawk items to Imperial officers, he's secretly working with the Rebel Underground. Of all of the new characters introduced in this special, his character fits into the Star Wars universe best. Carney may act like a buffoon around the stormtroopers, but beneath the facade of a down-on-his-luck merchant lies the craftiness of a Bothan spy and the bravery of an Alliance commander. The rest of the all-star cast doesn't fare so well.
Sir, whip, 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 sir.
Funny man Harvey Korman pulls triple duty, playing 3 different characters. His galactic take on an alien version of Julia Child, giving cooking lessons to Chewbacca's wife, will inspire fewer laughs than a Gungan stepping in feces. In another bit, he plays a malfunctioning pitchman for an alien communication device.
Now, watch me closely. And we'll assemble our many transmitters together. Let us work slowly or methodically, because this is a job we're doing well.
Chewbacca's son watches an instructional tape featuring Corman starting and stopping like a robot with a faulty battery. It's a one-note joke that quickly grows stale over the course of the sketch. His third character dwells in a dark and shady cantina on Mos Eisley, run by the feisty Ackmena, played by B. Arthur. He's in love with the headstrong bartender. The scene itself has very little to add to the central story of the special. It's there mostly to fill time, and to feature the creatures from the cantina scene from the original film.
Ludlow, you of all creatures, please do me a favor and leave.
This isn't the first time these creatures were seen on primetime TV, though. Richard Pryor got permission from Lucasfilm to use them for a much funnier sketch on his short-lived variety show a year earlier.
Hey, ain't no dancing lot. You look just like a nigga from Detroit, I know.
His skit only lasted a few minutes, while most of Corman's bits feel like they go on forever. Perhaps Pryor's cantina sketch works better because he keeps the bit short and the comedy relatable. Corman's repetitive jokes feel more like time wasters, as he struggles to fill 5 minutes at a shot without many original ideas.
Have another drink. This one's on me. Now you stay just as long as you want.
Even worse, they didn't add anything to the main narrative featuring Han, Chewie, and his Wookiee family. It's their story that we tuned in to see. That story involves our heroes trying to get home to Kashyyyk in time for Life Day. Life Day is the Wookiee equivalent of Christmas, where families get together, give presents, feast, and share their love for one another.
I know your family's waiting. I know it's an important day.
The show opens with Chewie and Han fleeing from TIE fighters in the Millennium Falcon. Han's main concern? Getting his best friend home in time to share the holiday on the Wookiee homeworld. After the opening credits roll, we're introduced to the rest of Chewbacca's pack, back at their treehouse on Kashyyyk. The designs for the set come from none other than Ralph McQuarrie. For the introductory scene between wife Mala, Grandpa Itchy, and Chewie's son Lumpy, they speak no dialogue. They go about their day, growling and howling at each other. This has to be one of the most bizarre scenes in network television history. After 10 minutes of this, the Wookiees decide to call Luke Skywalker and R2-D2.
Oh, R2, look. It's Chewbacca's family. Here, keep working on it.
Something looks different about Luke. Maybe it's the lighting, or the thick eyeshadow, or the fact that he had plastic surgery since we last saw the young Jedi. In 1977, after filming Star Wars, Hamill wrecked his car, leading to fractures of his nose and cheek. He had to get plastic surgery, causing him to lose his role as the oldest son on Dick Van Patten's new TV show, 8 is Enough. On the upside, it did open up his schedule to star in Corvette Summer with Annie Potts. For many kids, this was their first time catching up with Luke Skywalker since seeing him on the big screen.
Listen, I wouldn't worry about Chewbacca. I know him and he hasn't missed a life day yet, right?
A little later, Art Carney's character stops by the Wookiee hut bearing Life Day presents.
I love to make a Wookiee happy.
Not sure what's weirder though, the way he demands a kiss from Chewie's wife in exchange for a gift?
Now, wait, not so fast. What does an old friend get? Well? That's more like it.
Or the fact that he gives Grandpa Itchy a virtual reality machine that displays a softcore porn version of Diane Carroll.
You see, I am your fantasy. I am your experience. So experience me.
Luckily, an unexpected call from Princess Leia in C-3PO takes us away from Itchy's adult-themed entertainment. But don't worry though, this won't be the only time that we get to see a holographic musical performance. A little later, an Imperial officer takes time out to watch Jefferson's Starship perform their hit, Light the Sky on Fire. The band expected the special to bring them so much attention that they printed this on the cover for the single of the song. If all of this sounds lame, you're absolutely correct. But luckily, right around the halfway point of the show, we get a cartoon featuring the voices of the original cast, and the first ever appearance of the bounty hunter, Boba Fett. Easily, this cartoon marks the high point of the program. A Canadian animation company named Nelvana produced the short and would later go on to create the Star Wars cartoons Droids and Ewoks for Lucasfilm.
We'll meet again, friend.
Well, trust a droid to get to the bottom of things.
After the cartoon ends, we're back to live action, with the Wookiees having their house searched by Imperial officers and stormtroopers. Later, Han and Chewie finally show up, leading to at least a little action and a decent use of the Wilhelm scream. Harrison Ford, he doesn't seem like he's all that excited to appear on the show. After saying hi to the family, he quickly scrams, leaving Chewie behind to reconnect with his wife. This is some hot and steamy stuff. This 2-hour special ends with a psychedelic celebration of Life Day, complete with a walk across the stars, a couple of robots having an existential crisis.
It is indeed true that at times like this, Artu and I wish that we were more than just mechanical beings, and were really alive.
A half-assed holiday line reading by Harrison Ford.
All of you are an important part of my life, pal. I'm glad I could be here.
And a beautiful song sung by Carrie Fisher that would even make the toughest Rancor Wrangler cry.
We celebrate a day of peace, a day of harmony, a day of joy we all can share, together joyously.
Clock Clocking in at 2 hours, this made for a bizarre night of television viewing. I can't blame George Lucas for attempting to scrub this special from the history books. From almost every perspective, with the exception of the fun Boba Fett cartoon, it misfired. Lucas did learn one very valuable lesson though. Don't loan out your cash cow to outsiders. After this setback, he would become much more choosy when licensing his characters and trademarks to other companies. While we will always remember the holiday special as a bomb, it did have a few interesting moments. I contend that if the producers had slashed the runtime in half, eliminating Harvey Korman's bits, along with the musical numbers.
Just one more song, friend, and then so long, friend.
The story of Chewie's family waiting for their loved ones to arrive as the Empire searches for the Millennium Falcon would have worked.
I feel the same way about you too, pal, and your family.
But alas, this piece of Star Wars history will remain a testament to the dangers that come from quickly cashing in on your popularity. And besides, is it really as bad as that episode of Donny and Merrie from a year earlier when they did a musical number featuring Chris Christopherson as Han Solo, Red Fox as Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Paul Lynde as Grand Moff Tarkin? You be the judge.
Don't you know you'll never escape from the farce? That's the Force.
I don't bother you grammar at a time like this.
But those are just my thoughts on the Star Wars Holiday Special. I would love to hear yours. You can hit me up on Twitter, John_Airy, or leave me a comment. I'm John, at the movies.